Who was the real Linda Ronstadt according to Val Garay, her engineer behind Peter Asher, her producer? Well, Val Garay talks about his relationship with Linda and what she was like according to him. And the plethora of hits, 10 top 10 hits, one number one, You're No Good, two number twos somewhere out there from An American Tail, and Don't Know Much with Aaron Neville. But so many top 40 hits. She was a phenomenon in the 70s and 80s. Linda Ronstadt, we talk about her with Val Garay on Rock History Music.
Hasten Down the Wind, which the cover was, I remember thinking, it's the first time I noticed guys would put the cover of an album up in their bedroom, because that was just the album cover that Hasten Down the Wind was like. But what was Linda like to work with overall for you? Like,
very professional. She was, an amazing talent, of course, that. She was kind of aloof. She was never really warm and fuzzy to me, but very professional. She'd roll into the sound factory, sit down on the couch and open up the Wall Street Journal and start reading every morning, we had a great relationship. At one point, I bought her a pair of roller skates because she wanted to get around the Forum without having to walk all over the place, and that sort of started that whole roller skate photograph Linda on roller skates thing. I was skating at the time a lot in Venice, and there was a store there called Road Skates, so I just went in and bought a pair of roller skates for her, and that ended up being a thing. I don't know why, but it did.
I should introduce this next clip. Basically, I'm talking about Andrew Gold, who worked with Linda Ronstadt for quite a few years. He basically, outside the bass, played every instrument on You're No Good, her only number one hit. We talk about Andrew Gold, Linda Ronstadt with Val Garay on Rock History Music.
He told me a story. He says, I was saying the obvious that Linda didn't write her songs, but he told me one day, he says, we were just sitting, I was sitting in bed with a guitar or something, he said, and he says, Linda, I was trying to teach her how to write songs. He told, and not everyone's wired for that. That's not a thing, right?
It's not a learned profession. It's something you're born with and can do, or not. It's not something. I don't think that type of creativity can be taught. I think somebody who has the ability can be taught how to do it better, but I don't think it can be taught to someone that's not gifted in that fashion.
Eric Carmen's follow-up to that debut album, which had All By Myself, Never Gonna Fall in Love Again, was Boats Against the Current. And originally, it was going to be produced by Elton John's producer, Gus Dudgeon, because Eric was a big Elton John fan and loved that Paul Buckmaster strings Gus Dudgeon production. But it didn't work out. We talk about Val Garay stepping in and helping out on Rock History Music.
Eric Carmen, you worked with Eric Carmen.
I did.
Boats Against the Current?
Boats Against the Current, yeah.
He had a story, online that he wanted to work with Gus Dudgeon, and he just found Gus, they didn't jive for whatever reason for that record.
Yeah. So I got a call. I was the Clive Davis hit guy, where he would call me up when he was having a problem with a record, and I'd come in and redo it and put it out. And it started with The Right Time of the Night. He called me up and asked me if I could come in and redo that song, and so it was already a record that was done by Jim Ed Norman, and I came in and redid the vocal on it and took a lot of. When Eric and Gus didn't really hit it off, the album was about halfway done. Clive called me up and asked me if I would come in and try to finish that record, and so I did.
Remember, if you want to join our mailing list, a lot of people are, because you want to get access to all our videos, and YouTube, because they're juggling so much, will not always let you know, even if you're a subscriber, about the videos we release. So join our mailing list. There's a link at the very top of the description of this video in every video we've put out. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music.